Today we're going to discuss about 7 signs that predict how long you'll live after 70, scientifically proven. If you're someone over 70 or care deeply about someone who is, you're going to want to stick around. But before we go into detail, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us keep posting more useful content that matters to your life. And being that I end this video, you're going to learn about 7 powerful signs that scientists and researchers have found to be deeply connected to your longevity after 70. These signs aren't just guesses or old wives' tales. They're rooted in decades of research in medicine, psychology, and social science. Whether it's how fast you walk, how well you sleep, your grip strength, or how socially connected you are, these clues are constantly giving hints about your body's internal clock. Understanding them now can help you make simple but life-changing adjustments to potentially live longer, healthier, and more fulfilled years ahead. So let's dive right into it. The first sign is your walking speed. It might sound too simple to be meaningful, but research consistently shows that people over 70 who maintain a brisk walking pace tend to live significantly longer. It's not about sprinting or jogging marathons. It's about how naturally and steadily you can walk during your daily routines. Walking speed is actually considered a reliable biomarker for aging by many geriatric specialists. Why? Because it reflects the condition of your muscles, nervous system, heart, lungs, and even your brain. When your walking becomes slower without an obvious reason, it might be a red flag that your body systems are starting to weaken. On the flip side, if you're still walking with purpose, balance, and rhythm, science says you're likely on a path to longevity. The second sign is your grip strength. Yes, that seemingly small detail, how firmly you can shake someone's hand or open a jar, carries big weight when it comes to predicting your health. A strong grip has been linked to reduced risk of heart disease, stroke, and even early death. In fact, some doctors say grip strength can tell us more about your overall health and blood pressure in older adults. That's because it indicates how strong your muscles are, how your nerves are functioning, and how capable you are of performing everyday tasks. So if your grip is weakening, it may be time to take that as a wake-up call and look into light resistance training or physical therapy. The third sign that can predict how long you'll live after 70 is how socially connected you are. Loneliness is not just sad, it's deadly. A lack of social ties has been linked to everything from depression and anxiety to heart failure and cognitive decline. On the other hand, people who maintain regular contact with friends, participate in group activities, or even just chat regularly with neighbors often live longer. The brain thrives on connection, and so does the immune system. When you're engaged with people, your body produces fewer stress hormones, your sleep improves, and your risk of chronic disease drops significantly. So if you're thinking of skipping that phone call, card game, or lunch out, don't. Your life might literally depend on it. The fourth sign is your sense of purpose. Believe it or not, your attitude toward life and your reason for waking up every morning can be just as important as any medication. People over 70 who report having a clear purpose, whether that's taking care of grandkids, tending a garden, volunteering, or even just continuing a beloved hobby, tend to live longer. Scientific studies have shown that purpose-driven individuals are more proactive about their health, cope better with illness, and are less likely to suffer from cognitive decline. Purpose gives life meaning, and that meaning gives your body energy. Without it, even physically healthy people can start to decline. So ask yourself, what drives you? What gives you joy or a sense of responsibility? The fifth sign is your sleep pattern. Sleep is often overlooked, but it's essential for cell repair, immune function, and brain health. Seniors who consistently get quality sleep, not too little and not too much, are shown to have better memory, stronger immunity, and longer life expectancy. If you're frequently waking up at night, napping excessively during the day, or feeling groggy despite getting 8 hours, your sleep quality may not be serving you well. Experts recommend establishing a sleep routine, reducing caffeine late in the day, and limiting screen time in the evening. Deep, uninterrupted sleep helps your body and brain recharge in ways nothing else can. The sixth sign is your mental flexibility. This refers to how well you adapt to change, learn new things, and manage stress. People who can adjust their mindset, find humor in tough situations, or learn to use a smartphone in their 70s are likely building strong neural connections that protect them from cognitive decline. Mental flexibility keeps the brain agile, improves emotional health, and supports better decision-making, which in turn leads to healthier life choices. It also reduces your risk of dementia. The more open and curious you are, the more mentally active you remain, and that mental sharpness often translates to physical vitality. The seventh and final sign is how you recover from illness or injury. This one is huge. Recovery time can be an indicator of your overall resilience. People who bounce back quickly from a cold, a fall, or even a hospital stay usually have stronger immune systems and healthier organs. Your recovery speed shows how well your body handles stress, repairs damage, and maintains equilibrium. If you're finding that minor illnesses are knocking you out for weeks, or it takes months to regain strength after a surgery, it's a sign that your body may be struggling. On the other hand, fast and efficient recovery suggests that your systems are still functioning at a high level, and that means a longer life is more likely. Now that we've gone through these 7 signs, it's important to remember that none of them act alone. Longevity is the result of how all these factors work together. You might have strong grip strength but struggle with sleep, or you might walk slowly but have deep social bonds and a great sense of purpose. What matters is noticing which areas you might need to work on and taking gentle but consistent steps to improve them. The beauty of these signs is that they're not fixed. You can improve almost every one of them through daily habits. Walking more often, picking up light weights, calling an old friend, starting a new project, or getting better rest can all make a huge difference, even if you're well past 70. It's never too late to take back control of your health and your future. Science is proving that aging is far more flexible than we used to think. Stay tuned as we go even deeper into each of these signs, with practical ways you can improve them and tips from real people over 70 who have turned their lives around by paying attention to these clues. And remember, your life doesn't end at 70. In fact, it might just be getting started. One of the most inspiring parts about understanding these 7 signs is realizing how much control you still have over your future. It's easy to think that after 70, your life is on a slow decline, but that's not what the science says. Your habits, your mindset, and your daily choices can still dramatically shape how many more healthy and meaningful years you get to enjoy. For example, let's take walking speed again. If you've noticed yourself slowing down, you can actually reverse that trend. A daily walking routine, even just 10 to 15 minutes a day, can strengthen your leg muscles, improve balance, and retrain your nervous system to respond more efficiently. That small habit, repeated daily, is a powerful step toward better longevity. And when it comes to grip strength, you don't need fancy gym equipment. Simple exercises using a soft stress ball, hand grippers, or even wringing out a towel can build muscle strength over time. These tiny efforts add up and do more than just improve your hands. They reflect better overall health. The stronger your grip, the more confident and independent you feel when doing everyday things, from opening jars to lifting a grocery bag. Now think about social connection. One of the biggest misconceptions is that you need to have a big social circle to be healthy. That's not true. Even 1 or 2 strong connections can make a world of difference. A daily phone call with your daughter, a weekly coffee chat with a neighbor, or joining a local group, even if it's just once a week, can spark joy and fight off the silent health risks of loneliness. And don't underestimate online connections either. Many seniors find great comfort and friendship in virtual book clubs, hobby forums, or video calls with loved ones that, let's not forget, how purpose changes everything. Finding something that gives you direction each day is like medicine for the soul and body. Purpose doesn't have to be something grand. It could be caring for a pet, planting a few flowers, or helping someone else in a small way. Studies show that people with purpose are less likely to fall into depression, maintain better blood pressure, and even show reduced signs of dementia. Purpose brings structure to your day, motivation to get moving, and reasons to stay active. Now, take sleep as your next frontier. If you've had trouble sleeping, it's not something you should ignore or dismiss as part of aging. The truth is, quality sleep fuels every system in your body. Your heart, your memory, your muscles, and your immune system all rely on rest to function properly. Creating a wind-down routine in the evening, turning off screens an hour before bed, listening to soft music, dimming the lights, or practicing light breathing exercises can help signal your body it's time to relax. Consistency is key. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day trains your internal clock, which leads to deeper, more restorative sleep. Mental flexibility might not be something you think about every day, but it affects how you see the world. Being curious, open-minded, and ready to learn something new can actually protect your brain. You don't have to go back to school or take difficult courses. Simply trying a new recipe, learning how to use a new app, or listening to different music can challenge your brain in healthy ways. Mental activity helps keep your memory sharper, your decisions better, and your outlook on life more positive. Seniors who stay mentally active are far more likely to remain independent and engaged well into their 80s and beyond. Recovery from illness or injury is another big indicator that deserves attention. If you've recently bounced back from an illness quickly, that's a great sign. But if you notice it took you a long time to regain your strength, that could be a signal to slow down and focus on rebuilding your resilience. This means paying attention to your diet, hydration, light exercise, and emotional health. Something as simple as adding more protein to your meals or stretching every morning can boost your body's ability to repair itself. And here's another subtle but significant sign many researchers are beginning to explore: your outlook on aging itself. How you feel about growing older can impact how your body behaves. People who view aging as a natural, empowering phase of life tend to have better health outcomes than those who dread it. This mental framing can reduce stress, lower blood pressure, and even lead to healthier choices. It's all connected. The way you think influences how you live. Another practical way to influence these signs is through nutrition. A balanced diet rich in vegetables, fruits, fiber, healthy fats, and lean protein not only fuels your body, but also affects your brain and energy levels. Seniors who eat more anti-inflammatory foods, like berries, leafy greens, nuts, and fish, tend to show lower levels of cognitive decline and better heart health. Staying hydrated is also critical. Dehydration in seniors often goes unnoticed and can lead to dizziness, confusion, and even hospital visits. Make it a habit to sip water throughout the day. Movement is medicine, and not just for muscles. Engaging in low-impact activities like Tai Chi, yoga, swimming, or even dancing in your living room helps with coordination, cardiovascular health, and mood. Exercise doesn't just extend your life. It adds quality to the years you have. It gives you confidence in your steps, strength in your limbs, and peace in your mind. Beyond physical habits, emotional resilience plays a massive role in how long you'll live after 70. How well do you handle loss, change, or stress? People who practice gratitude, who journal or reflect, who seek out joy in small things, often fare better. Their emotional strength keeps their heart steadier and their immune system stronger. If you've had a tough year, know that how you respond to it can influence not just how you feel today, but how long you'll live tomorrow. That what's also remarkable is how the environment around you shapes your health. Living in a safe, walkable neighborhood, being close to parks, or simply having access to sunlight and nature has measurable effects on longevity. Seniors exposed to natural light and green spaces have lower levels of depression and higher levels of physical activity. Consider making small changes to your surroundings. Add more plants indoors, open the windows for fresh air, or spend time on the porch or balcony during daylight. Let's also talk about cognitive engagement. Reading, playing puzzles, engaging in storytelling, or even watching documentaries keeps your brain active. These activities aren't just for passing time. They're helping your neurons stay sharp. Seniors who regularly engage in mentally stimulating activities tend to delay the onset of dementia and Alzheimer's. Try setting aside 30 minutes a day to challenge your mind in some way, and you'll likely feel sharper and more confident in your thinking. Another often overlooked predictor of longevity after 70 is how well you manage inflammation in your body. Chronic inflammation is like a slow-burning fire that can quietly damage tissues and organs over time. It's linked to nearly every major age-related disease, from arthritis to heart disease to Alzheimer's. What's fascinating is that you can significantly reduce inflammation through your lifestyle choices. Eating whole foods, especially those rich in antioxidants like turmeric, green tea, berries, and leafy greens, helps fight inflammation at its root. Equally important is staying away from processed foods high in sugar, salt, and trans fats. A Mediterranean-style diet is often recommended for older adults not only because it tastes good, but because it works wonders for reducing internal inflammation, supporting heart health, and even boosting mood. Stress management also plays a surprising role in how long you live. Constant stress doesn't just make you feel bad, it actually changes your body on a cellular level. It can increase blood pressure, weaken your immune response, disrupt sleep, and shorten telomeres, which are the protective caps on your DNA. The shorter your telomeres, the faster your body ages. This is where meditation, deep breathing exercises, time in nature, or even quiet hobbies like painting and gardening come in. These practices don't just make you feel calm in the moment. They build up your body's resilience to stress over time, which can add years to your life. Now let's look at another key indicator: how well you maintain balance and coordination. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury in people over 70, and your risk of falling often reflects deeper issues like muscle weakness, poor vision, or reduced brain-body coordination. The good news is that balance can be improved even later in life. Exercises that challenge your stability, like standing on one foot while brushing your teeth, using a balance board, or doing light yoga, can retrain your body to stay centered and stable. The more stable you are, the more mobile and independent you'll stay, and that autonomy is a major factor in aging successfully. Another sign that can predict how long you'll live is your level of optimism. It might sound like a personality trait rather than a health metric, but studies consistently show that optimistic people live longer and report better health. They're more likely to seek medical help when needed, stick to healthy habits, and bounce back from adversity. Optimism acts like a psychological armor, protecting you from the emotional wear and tear of aging. It also influences your behavior. When you believe good things are possible, you're more likely to try. That hope fuels motivation, and motivation leads to action, which leads to improved health outcomes. Hearing ability is another surprising factor. Seniors who experience hearing loss but ignore it often become socially isolated, which increases the risk of depression and cognitive decline. On the other hand, those who take action, whether it's using a hearing aid, adjusting their environment, or getting regular checkups, tend to remain more socially and mentally active. Your ability to hear and communicate affects how engaged you are with the world. It's not just about sound, it's about connection, and that connection is what keeps your brain active and your heart full. Maintaining a healthy weight after 70 also predicts longevity, but the goal is not to be thin. It's about staying within a range that allows your organs, joints, and immune system to function efficiently. Sudden weight loss or gain can be a red flag for underlying health issues. Maintaining a steady weight through balanced eating, staying active, and regular checkups supports better cardiovascular health and mobility. What's more important is body composition. Having enough muscle mass matters more than the number on the scale. Seniors with more muscle tend to be stronger, more active, and better able to recover from illness. Oral health is often underestimated, but it's closely linked to life expectancy. Infections in the mouth, especially untreated gum disease, can lead to inflammation throughout the body and increase the risk of heart disease and stroke. Regular dental cleanings, brushing and flossing, and watching for signs like bleeding gums or bad breath aren't just cosmetic. They're vital signs of your internal health. A clean, healthy mouth supports good digestion, clear speech, and self-confidence, all of which contribute to a better quality of life. Another important sign is your ability to manage medications. Polypharmacy, taking multiple prescriptions, is common among people over 70, but managing those medications correctly is crucial. Taking the wrong dose, skipping a pill, or combining medicines without awareness of interactions can have serious consequences. Seniors who are organized, stay informed about what they're taking, and work closely with their doctors to reduce unnecessary medications often have better outcomes. Clear thinking, attention to detail, and support systems in place for managing medicine can literally extend your life by preventing dangerous side effects or complications. That let's not ignore emotional health. Your emotional resilience, the ability to cope with grief, change, loneliness, or stress, directly affects your physical health. People who allow themselves to feel and express emotion, who seek support when needed, and who find outlets through journaling, talking, or spirituality, tend to stay healthier overall. Suppressing emotions can lead to tension, high blood pressure, or unhealthy coping habits. By acknowledging and releasing your feelings in healthy ways, You're giving your body the best chance to maintain balance and avoid chronic stress. The home environment you live in also tells a story about how long you may live. Is your space safe, clean, and designed for easy movement? Are there hazards like loose rugs or dark stairways that increase your risk of falling? Seniors who make even small adjustments to their home, like adding grab bars, improving lighting, or using furniture that's easy to get in and out of, set themselves up for long-term safety. Your home should support your health, not pose a risk to it. A supportive environment increases your sense of control and independence. Finally, how proactive you are about your health may be the biggest predictor of all. People who go to their doctor regularly, who ask questions, who track their blood pressure or blood sugar, who listen to their body. These people tend to catch issues early. Early detection leads to faster treatment and better outcomes. Being proactive also means being informed. When you know your numbers, your cholesterol, glucose, heart rate, you're in the driver's seat of your health journey. Your life after 70 is not a time to slow down and fade away. It's a powerful season of reflection, purpose, and transformation. The signs we discussed are not tests to fear, they're tools for awareness. The more you understand your body's signals, the more power you have to make choices that protect your health and add joyful, vibrant years to your life.